So there's a powder keg in the Middle East, and it feels like it's about to go off. The United States and Iran are locked in this incredibly tense standoff. We're talking warships, missiles, bombers. The whole region is on edge. But behind all that military muscle, there's a much deeper and honestly a much more frightening question being asked. And really, it all boils down to this one huge question. Could this be the reason the world is on the brink of war? Did Iran secretly cross the ultimate red line? We're going to dig into it and follow the evidence piece by piece. So where do we start? Well, our first clue isn't some leaked memo or a politician's speech. Nope, it's a machine. A very special kind of airplane that's just been sent on a very, very specific mission. Now, you might be thinking, the US moves military planes around all the time. What's the big deal? But this is different. This isn't your standard fighter jet or bomber. Think of it more like a detective, sent to hunt for one very particular kind of clue. This right here is the WC-135R Constant Phoenix, but pretty much everyone just calls it the nuclear sniffer. And its job is, well, it's pretty wild. It literally flies through the air and tastes it, searching for tiny radioactive particles, those telltale gases that are only ever released after a nuclear bomb goes off. It is, without a doubt, the world's greatest atomic detective. So why does this matter so much? It is all about the timing. You just don't send out your #1 atomic detective on a hunch, right? Deploying this plane strongly suggests that US intelligence believes a nuclear event has either just happened or is about to. This one move completely changes the game and raises the stakes sky high. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second, because this sniffer plane isn't just flying around in empty skies. It's heading into what is, right now, probably one of the most tense, heavily militarized places on the entire planet. And when I say militarized, I mean it. The sheer scale of the American-led force here, it's just staggering. You've got the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. That's basically a floating city with its own air force. There are reports of a second one on the way. Then you add in destroyers, submarines, and forces from 20 different allied nations. They've got the most advanced fighter jets, like the F-16s and F-35s, and even long-range B-2 and B-52 bombers. Let's be clear, this isn't just a show of force, this is an invasion-level deployment. Which leads us to this giant puzzle. With all of this incredible, overwhelming military power sitting right there, why the hesitation? Why haven't they just attacked already? The answer might be what they're afraid Iran has waiting for them. Because Iran is not exactly sitting back and waiting. They're sending a very clear, very defiant message. Their foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, came right out and said it. Our fingers are on the trigger. They're ready to hit back hard. And listen, this isn't just tough talk. They're backing it up. We're hearing reports of up to 700 Khyber missiles moved to the border. They're running huge war games in the Persian Gulf, showing off their anti-ship missiles and even drone carriers. And then they played their biggest card, threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And that threat, that's the real game changer. 20%. Think about that. 1/5 of all the oil in the world passes through that tiny little waterway. If Iran shuts it down, the global economy could just seize up. It's a move that would be catastrophic, and it gives Iran a ton of leverage. Okay, so we've got the military side, but there's a whole other battlefield here, the political one. This is all about the story, the justification for a war. And boy, has that story been changing fast. And the urgency is just, you can feel it. Even leaders from allied nations like Germany's chancellor are not holding back. The feeling is that a war isn't a matter of if, but when. And that when could be very, very soon. But here's where it gets really interesting. One expert, Stanley John, noticed something crucial about the public reasons being given for all this tension. He says President Trump is basically changing the goalposts. Let's break that down. Just a little while back, the official story was all about protecting protesters in Iran, right? A humanitarian mission. But now, that's gone. The new story is that this is all about forcing Iran to sign a nuclear deal. It's a total 180. The goalposts have absolutely been moved. And this is the killer question that Stanley John asks. If, as the White House had claimed, the US had obliterated Iran's nuclear program months ago, why on earth are they so desperate for a nuclear deal now? It just doesn't add up. Unless, of course, the program was never really gone, and maybe it's much further along than anyone was willing to admit. All right, let's tie all of this together. You've got this massive military buildup. You have the political justifications shifting under our feet, and hanging over all of it is this terrifying possibility of a secret Iranian bomb. And it is all converging right now in real time. And just look at this sequence of events. First, Iran's supreme leader makes this really rare, really symbolic visit to a specific mosque. Historically, that's something that only happens right before a massive national decision. So naturally, everyone starts whispering, are they about to announce a nuke? And then, boom, at that exact same time, the US sends in its nuclear sniffer. The timing, I mean, come on, that is no coincidence. So here we are. All the chess pieces are in place. America seems to be acting on a deep-seated fear, while Iran is projecting nothing but strength and defiance. Both sides have their fingers on the trigger, poised for a conflict that could reshape the world. The only question left is, who blinks first?